So here we are back with another video. This is a part of the land series that I painted, and it's the forest this time. This beginning stage actually started out pretty blue and coolish in terms of atmosphere, and I didn't know yet that it was gonna, change later on. So I approached it in a kind of way where I wanted this magical mood, mystical forest. So I thought maybe a blue color scheme or cooler tones, and combined with the purples and everything, that could really fit. But then as I realized, I wanted to have these paintings serve the purpose of, potentially being or looking like magic lands. I actually shifted to a different color scheme. In general, though, I think I did like these colors and how they kind of work together. These pale greens and the saturated blues lying underneath some of the other layers, and then the rosy and purplish colors in the background, these lighter tones. I do like how that kind of looks. But yeah, it will shift very soon, right about here. So for this change, I just used some basic tools, like hue saturation, color balance, and recolor, and all the good stuff to quickly, just change the whole thing. And then just continued painting over, and I didn't really care, about covering up the blue spots. And it's almost the opposite, where I wanted them to stay, because I thought they look kind of interesting. They serve as small color accents throughout the piece that I think even remain until the final version. And here I'm already detailing, adding just more concrete shapes inside other shapes, or, just branches and twigs to add more scale to those trees. Oh, another color shift. Almost forgot about that. So went even brighter and more green, and a double down on, going green for the forest, as it's actually supposed to produce green mana, I guess. And then the card is green. So again, seeing it in the context of a playable Magic the Gathering forest made me push for these kind of colors. And at this point, the only thing or element that will still receive change is going to be the water. So the waterfall and the little stream in the foreground. It'll also be pretty green soon. Once I started adding some of these smaller leaves, I thought that looked nice and just worked, gave the piece, a little bit more of a lush feeling, and just countered the look of all these almost dead trees. So here I added some more to the foreground, even some of those leaves interacting with the water, or reaching, hanging into the water, which now has received that shift that I was talking about before. So now we're in a kind of monochromatic version of the painting already, where everything is kind of greenish. And so again, this was all done in Procreate on the iPad Pro, as most of my other paintings on the channel are too. And we're detailing even more. I think some of these very tiny branches that receive light from the stream brought it all more together. It just looked more finished to me once kind of the light interacts with some of these elements in the painting. So it's not just these separate elements, I guess. Sometimes that can look really cool, kind of abstract almost, where there's a light source but it's not shining on anything. But in this case, I thought a little bit of bounce light, or rim light here and there on some of the objects that really helped the piece. And this is going to be a shorter video. Thanks for watching. It's the final version right here.